Hello, it's Andy from Keyword Insights, and in this video I'm going to be showing you a second way that we used Keyword Insights to identify keyword cannibalization very easily. Let's jump right in. I'm going to be using Buzzoid as an example because whilst I was going through their blog section, I found there were a number of articles that were basically targeting the same query, and I just wanted to know how much this issue spread throughout the rest of the site, how many blogs were cannibalizing each other. Now, you can do this in a number of ways. You can easily crawl this website using something like Screaming Frog or Sitebulb or another web crawler of your choice. I'm going to go the easy route and just basically get the URLs from the sitemap here. And I specifically want to look at whether their posts were cannibalizing each other. So I could click on this one, and I could either just copy and paste all of these, or I'm going to use a scraping tool, a scraping extension like this one. And I've got all the URLs here, and I'm just going to copy them to clipboard and paste them into a Google Sheets. I've already done this, so this was all the English URLs. I deleted, you can see there were Netherlands and Denmark and French ones. I took the theory that, you know, I'm English, so it makes sense for me to work in English, and if the issue was on just the English, it'll be on all of them. So I deleted all the ones that weren't English, and this is my list of URLs. Now, the idea here is I'm going to upload these to my clustering module in Keyword Insights, and keyword clustering basically combines or groups keywords together that can be on the same that should be targeted on the same page. It's a very quick way of finding where keywords are cannibalizing, because if it groups two keywords together, then those two keywords should be on the same page, and you shouldn't have two separate pages. So with that in mind, I'm thinking, okay, the URLs generally contain a keyword, or they're targeting the keyword, or perhaps they're automatically pulling in through from the post title. And so if two URLs are very similar, then those two should maybe be combined. That's my thinking. So first, the thing we want to do is tokenize all the keywords. So what does that mean? That means getting rid of all the stuff like this and the dashes and the backslashes, just simplifying the URL into a keyword. And there is a formula I used. Of course, you would replace this with whatever website you were using. I will post the formula in the comment section below, and you just want to drag that down. So I've now tokenized all the keywords of all the URLs. I'm now going to add a search volume. You can actually get the search volume if you want, but this isn't the purpose of this task. If I wanted to, I would upload all these into something like Keywords Everywhere and just bulk upload them. But the purpose of this task is just to find the ones that are cannibalizing. So I'm going to make up the search volume. And the reason you need a search volume column is because our tool Keyword Insights requires it as one of the inputs. So if I just go through, because I'm going to add this anyway. So I've added the name. I'm going to pull through the rankings. The reason being is we want to see where, just out of curiosity, where any of those keywords already rank, if we do rank. I'm just going to choose the country and set that up. Now, this I'm just going to download. So my URLs, my tokenized keywords, and my search volumes, I'm going to download that. And then I'm going to re-upload that into Keyword Insights. Now you'll see, we ask you to map the keyword, so you'll map the tokenized keyword. And we do require search volume, which is why I added this arbitrary column here. Like I said, it doesn't, you could put these all as 0, or you could actually pull through the search volumes if you wanted to, it doesn't matter. And then we will set the project to go and generate report. Once you've opened up your report, you can already start to see the ones that are cannibalizing themselves. But I prefer to view this as a URL rather than the tokenized keyword. So what I'm going to do is bring this data back into this sheet and create a new pivot table where we can see the URLs here instead of the cluster. So you want to unhide this tab here and basically copy all of this data into a new sheet. So I am going to post it into here. Like that. And I've already done this, but basically what you want to do is you want to pivot around the cluster, but you want to pull through the URL. So if I just start this from scratch, let's say this sheet didn't exist. Well, you can see what I've done. So we've got the link and the tokenized keyword as we had here, the link and the tokenized keyword. And then in this column, we're just pulling through the cluster. So really easily you'd go equals v lookup, and then you would be looking up the tokenized keyword and pulling through the cluster like that. And now what we've got is the link in one column, the tokenized keyword in another column, and the cluster in another column. Now what we want to do is create a pivot table to recreate what we saw here, but where this is the URL instead of the cluster. So we'll head back into here. And you want to highlight all of these and insert pivot table. Now I've already made one, and here it is. And I'll just show you the settings so it makes sense. So in the settings, I've got the rows of the cluster, and under the cluster is the link, so that you can see that in this cluster has these two URLs should be the same, should be merged. And you can see why TikTok continues to be popular in 2023, and brief guide to TikTok trends, and top 20 most followed Instagram accounts, and most followed Instagram users 2023. So there is quite a lot of very similar articles that should be combined. And then I've put a filter on to filter out no cluster. If I didn't have that, if I just delete that, you'll see it's got all of the ones that are, can be in independent. So these are the ones that aren't cannibalizing. So I just wanted to add a filter on and filter out any cluster where the text does not contain no cluster, just to get rid of that. There we go. And there we have it. We've got our cannibalization URLs very easily just from downloading the sitemap from the site, tokenizing the keywords as we saw here, re-uploading this into Keyword Insights to cluster them together, and then getting the report, unhiding this tab, and then using a VLOOKUP to pull in each URL's cluster, because then that's what we use to pivot. So we're pivoting the cluster against the link to come up with a possible cannibalization, as you can see here. So I hope that makes sense, and it's found loads of keyword cannibalization opportunities in about 2 minutes. Cheers. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments.